Hello, everyone. This is author, motivational speaker, and dating coach Matthew C. Horne. And I bring you a video titled, The Sex Symbol Man and His Rotation of Women. It's brought to you by my books, How to Get Beautiful Women and Everything Else You Want from Life. In addition to How to Be Appealing to Successful Black Men for Black Women. They're both available on my website, www.matthewchorne.com. Get your copies. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And to continue to push me with the algorithm, so I can continue to bring you these elevated messages. But as always, we're going to get right to it. The sex symbol man and his rotation of women. Now, this video was brought about by a coaching call that I had with a young gentleman earlier this week. It was a great coaching call. So I want you all to sign up with me for your coaching calls, okay? And we talked about having rotations of women, the type of women that should be in your space, how they should make their way into your space. It was a very multifaceted conversation that was elevated. It was great, and I'm thankful for it. But when it comes to the sex symbol man and his rotation of women, see, the world conditions men to overvalue that booty. That means the world's going to condition you to lie to women to get what you want, to manipulate to get what you from them what you want, because in your mind they have more value than you. When you understand your value in the grand scheme of the food chain and to women, your design, your impact that you potentially make in her life, you'll never lie to her. You'll never overvalue her. You only accept the women that naturally want to be in your space because you're at one with yourself naturally. You don't want to be anyone other than yourself. Men who lie to women are men who are not satisfied with themselves. So they are not naturally inclined to tell the truth, because telling the truth means I'm satisfied with myself. And you give the woman the opportunity to choose you naturally. And so that's what me and the young gentleman, that's what I presented to him, was the way to have a multiplicity of women in your space at one time. And how a rotation should never be the result of lies and manipulating women and telling them what you believe they want to hear in order for them to get in your space. A rotation, a collection of women should be built from you naturally communicating what you want and giving them the free will and the free space to choose you naturally. That's when you have a rotation that is not based off of a fear-based proposition. That's what most men do. They make fear-based propositions to women because they are afraid to lose them. The sex symbol man, if he has a collection of women, every one of those women knows he is not afraid to lose them. See, when you talk to women in straight lines, one thing that I notice is that even if a woman doesn't want the same thing that you want, she's like, men don't talk to me this way. Men don't express themselves and are not as at one with themselves as you are. These are the verbatim words that they use, because they know they're in the presence of a man who's not afraid to lose them, who is fearless. And most men make fear-based propositions to them. And the woman can appreciate you, even if she doesn't want to be in your space in whatever capacity that you introduce to her. She can appreciate that you didn't lie to her, that you didn't manipulate her, you didn't waste her time. And so they respect that. But that's the only way to truly have a collection of women that are going to be there in a way that's not going to interfere with the other important areas of your life. And see, one thing that I explained to the young gentleman is that if you lie and manipulate in order to get women, something that should have importance in your life is going to suffer. Because to lie and to manipulate to a woman, what's going to happen is that woman is going to realize that your actions do not align with your words. And then there's going to be conflict. She's going to say, you sold me this, but this is not what I'm experiencing. You sold me a bill of goods. Now you're spending your time trying to reconcile the manipulation and the lies that you gave to her to get her in your space in the name of having some consistent poopy. And you're trying to reconcile that. And that takes a lot of energy. When a woman is naturally in your space, she's not taking energy away from where the other instrumental and important areas of your life that are progressing your life. And that's why the sex symbol man is honest with women, because women are not his primary focus in life. Women are a byproduct of the man that he's become because they naturally want to be there. And when you have not evolved into a sex symbol, an attractive man, then you're relegated to lying to women if you want them to be there. And that's why the player is the man that's concerned with having a lot of women that brags to his friends about his rotation and all the women that he's having sex with and things like that. Like, that's the player. But what the player won't tell you is the amount of shit that he has to eat from these women because they didn't naturally come into his space. He sold himself to them. He sold things in the material world to these women. He gave them things in the material world in order for those women to come into his space. So those women naturally don't want to be there. And that's why he always is complaining about the women. He's always in chaotic situations because nature didn't bring those women there. His manipulation brought those women there. He wants those women more than they want him, but he values them more than he values himself. So he'll brag about women who don't want to be there because he overvalues them over himself. That's the player. But the sex symbol, once again, is not afraid to lose any woman. And the sex symbol is satisfied whether he has one woman or 6 women. Because the women who want to be there are there. And that's what I was explaining to the young gentleman who was wanting, more women on his terms, was that as long as you're being honest with women, you have to be satisfied with the amount of women that choose to be in your space at any given moment in time. You have to be satisfied with that. Because the alternative is chaos, manipulation, just a web of unfavorable outcomes that are going to disrupt the important areas of your life. That's the alternative. So I explained to him that you have to be satisfied. It could be 1, it could be 6, but you're naturally satisfied when you have women in your space that naturally want to be there, whether it's 1, whether it's 6, whether it's 7. See, sex symbol men do not operate outside of nature. This is what I had to explain to the gentleman. They do not exist outside of nature. They're satisfied with whatever nature brings them because they're bringing the natural version of themselves to life every day. They're not lying about who they are. They're not lying about what they want. They're bringing themselves. The essence and nature of that man, that's what he's bringing to life every day. And he's satisfied with what comes back. But I also explained to the gentleman, you don't have to accept. If you want more women, yes, you have to be satisfied because nature is responsible for the amount of women that are in your space if you're coming to life in a natural manner. But yet and still, you can still desire more women. And that's when you have to put yourself out there more. That's when you have to continue to work on yourself so that you will be a man that women naturally want to be with. Like, you can't just deem yourself a sex symbol. But being a sex symbol is not a proclamation. It's a designation. You're a sex symbol when there's a multitude of women that want to be with you, give you sexual access, who don't require anything in the material world from you. You're a sex symbol if you fit that criteria. You can call yourself a sex symbol, but all you're trying to do is replicate the movements and the realities and the conclusions in the life of an actual sex symbol. That's why the sex symbol and the player, they always clash. Because that player always wants to be the sex symbol, and the sex symbol always wants to be himself. And that is the reality of the differences in those two men and how they move. So when I say you don't have to be, you must be satisfied with the amount of women that are in your space if you're showing up naturally as yourself, but you don't have to accept it. You don't have to accept it, meaning that you can position yourself every day to go into atmospheres of where the type of women that you are attracted to congregate, where they're going to be. Keep your eyes open everywhere you go, a gas pump, a grocery store, getting on Eventbrite, social gatherings, bars, clubs, everywhere that you know that women are going to be. If you're truly a sex symbol and you want more women, then you just go. You just go. And you don't do work when you get the women to keep them. You do the work before you meet them so that they want to stay naturally. That's the definition of a sex symbol right there. But nothing good comes from lying and manipulating. That's just chaotic. And I was able to have good dialogue with this young gentleman. And he explained how when he was having women in the space the wrong way, out of the order of nature, how instrumental parts of his life had to suffer. And this young gentleman was very introspective. And he talked about how he had to do an audit on himself, meaning that he had to restore the balance back in his life. And that's the epitome and the cornerstone of the sex symbol man, is that his life is balanced. He doesn't want anyone in his space that does not want to be there. And he accepts everything that is a reflection of the man that he's become. He accepts it. These are the women that are for me. And now, even if I want more women, that means that I'm not just going to sit back and improve. I'm going to sit back, improve, and present myself, put myself in position to have more women encounter me and make the natural decision as to whether they want to be in my space or not. But the thing about the rotation is that it's actually an illusion. See, the rotation is an illusion because change is the only constant that life gives us. Change is the only constant that life gives us. So you can't be married to acquiring and maintaining a rotation of women. You can't be married to that because change is the only constant that life is going to give us. And if you're trying to work against nature and you're trying to keep women there, when you only have an allotted amount of time with every woman that you meet, you're going to be frustrated. You're going to be overextending yourself and you're going to be out of balance. And once again, important areas of your life are going to suffer because that energy that should be reserved for advancing your life is now inserted into spaces of women who have already declared that they don't want to be there anymore. The time is up. It's expired. And so when you have a rotation of women, you always operate from the mindset that I'm not afraid to lose these women. And I want to give them the space to choose me every day the exact way that I'm choosing them. That's when you can effectively handle an abundance or a variety of women in your spaces when you're not afraid to lose them. Because the minute that they express that they don't want to be there anymore, you get out of their way. And you're not necessarily satisfied in the regard that, okay, I got these women now, I can chill. No, you know that life is going to do you some change. So even when you have a collection of women, you still are meeting and introducing yourself to other women because you don't know what this woman's time is in your space. Any one of the women in your rotation. And I used to be around people that would brag and boast about all the women they have, and then we'd be out and they just be chilling like, oh man, I got all these women, man. Oh, she don't even look good enough. That girl looking at me, So I would see this shit and I just sit back, and then within days, whole rotation is blown up because they thought that they possessed these women and didn't realize that they were experiencing these women until it just pushed them and pushed them and pushed them until they no longer had a positive opinion about having a bunch of women in their space because they were so disappointed because they thought that they had ownership over these women and they didn't realize that they were experiencing these women. And that's how you can effectively navigate a rotation and healthily navigate a rotation, is that you realize that you don't own these women. You're just experiencing them. You're just experiencing them because shit's going to happen. They're going to meet somebody else that wants something serious with them and they're going to want to explore that. They may meet somebody else that they're more attracted to. They may just up and decide that I'm tired of taking all these swinging casual dicks. Let me pull back for a second. Like women are just in your life for whatever period of time they're in your life for, man. Things happen, change is happening. So you stay detached from the outcomes and you just have a focus on experiencing the women that want to be there. And so you don't want to move like a player when it comes to a rotation. A lot of players mess up their own rotations because the player is concerned with getting as many women as he can. If he already has one woman, then he will put the new woman ahead of the women that have been showing up in his life the right way. And if the women that have been showing up in his life the right way are solid, and then he starts flaking, he starts bullshitting, then they're going to leave him. And so a lot of players, they think that they're the man, they think that they're possessing so many women, but they start mistreating these women because their ego is fueling their need for these women and their desire for these women. So they just want as many women as they can so they can brag. And through the course of that, they're going to mistreat some good women. And those women are going to disappear. And then next thing you know, because I've seen it, they got like 4 or 5 chicks and then they have 0, just like that. Because there was an ego-based proposition that they made to themselves and to these women. But you don't have to move that way. You can reference my video. Your rotation of women is an illusion. It's nothing constant that life is going to deal us and give us except for change. And so you don't want to advance a new woman ahead of a woman that's been consistently in your space the right way. That's not something you want to do, because the new woman is a wild card. She's a wild card. She hasn't proven herself. And I've been in this situation. And I can remember there was a young lady I dealt with for about 3 years. And we were good since the first day, never had any real problems. Um, we just wanted to be in each other's space, man. It was a good thing. And I was still dealing with other women, and she was aware of that. She wanted a little bit more, but she didn't get in my way. Like, she decided that a part of me was better than none of me. And those are the women that can stay in your rotation. Even if they want a relationship, they still have to show that they can handle you being honest with them and giving them the ability to choose and exist in your life without any conflict, without any chaos. And this is one of those women. And I had met a woman just out, prettier, more my physical type. And she hit me up the next day after I met her. But I had plans with the girl who was in my life the right way over time. And she just thought that she could just see me. She's like, I want to see you. I was like, no, I have something I'm doing, but I can get with you tomorrow. She's like, well, who in the world says that to me? Because, she's a wavy head, light skinned chick, man. You know how they think. And I was just like, no, like, you're going to get the time that I give you, because I'm not promoting you over women that have shown that they want to be here and are here for the right reasons, with the right energy. So she couldn't believe it. And so the next day she hit me up. She's like, yeah, we getting together, because she was so intrigued that I wasn't overextending myself for her, that I wasn't dropping everything that I had going just for her, just because she's a red bone, with some wavy hair. That was a day in the life for me. So the next day, when I was available, she hit me up just to make sure that we won't get together. And then we ended up getting together, and I met up with her at a spot, and, we did our thing in my back seat, and she went on home. And so I ended up seeing this girl again not too long after that. And I found out that she was married. Yeah, I found out that she was married. And I was like, because the spot wasn't too far from where she lived. And I was like, I was thinking why I couldn't go back to her house, but that was the case. And so if I would have promoted her over the chick that I had plans with, that had been in my life the right way, that naturally wanted to be there the way I naturally wanted her to be there, if I had promoted her above her, then I could have turned that girl off, because the cornerstone of her experience with me was that I was solid. My word was my word. There's nothing like a man that's extremely attractive, that his word is his word. Women love that. Those are the men that they want to settle in with, not settle for. And I just wanted to highlight that, because you can get lost trying to acquire new women, and you can be blind blind to the women that have shown up in your life the right way. Those are the women that you want to keep around, because you met them under the premise of honesty. But there's another level to this thing, man. I'll end it here. There's an entirely different level to this thing when it comes to a rotation. A sex symbol man doesn't care about a rotation. He could give a fuck about a rotation, because he's become sex. When a man becomes sex, that means that he can routinely predict that there are going to be women that are extremely sexually attracted to him when he leaves the house every day. When you have that experience, when you ascend to that level as a man, then you become sex. So you're not interested in keeping a rotation of women. You have a rotation of women by consequence of you just being honest and unafraid to lose them, and existing in the skin, in the space of a man who is elevated, who loves himself, who gave the world his best and routinely gets the best back in return. That's when that man has become sex. That's when women avert their programming to take advantage of men, lie, connive, manipulate, extort, disrespect. That's the world's programming right there. That's the sisterhood programming that has them that gives them underwhelming results that they celebrate. They hate the results, but they won't abandon the philosophy. So when a man becomes sex, he's not concerned about keeping a bunch of women around for consistent sex, because consistent sex is what he's always in the field of, even if it's with a multitude of women who don't stay very long. See, the women won't stay long in reality. Most of the times, even as a sex symbol, you're going to have sex with a woman once or twice, right? That's just the nature of the game. And I was explaining that to the young gentleman who I was having a coaching call with. That's just the nature of it. That's just the way it's just designed. And so when a woman has a primal attraction to you, when a woman is naturally attracted to you, that's her God side right there. That's the side of her that is separate from the sisterhood in the philosophy and the society. Okay? That's her best side right there. But just because they escape the philosophy in the society doesn't mean that they don't return to it very quickly. See, that moment when they meet the man that they were designed to be with, that sex symbol man that's clicking on every cylinder, that's not afraid to lose her. He is the leader that she was created to submit herself to. And so her nature rises up in a moment and she offers herself to you. But she's governed by her program, so she will return to her program. She will do some stupid, disrespectful shit. She will do something unsolicited towards you that you did not elicit from her. She's going to do something stupid to fuck it up because she subscribes to a philosophy that is responsible for women having the most dismal results in history, the least married, the most divorced, most children out of wedlock. And if the situation is getting worse, that means that they subscribe to a philosophy that they're refusing to abandon, even though the results in their life are getting worse every day. So as a sex symbol man, you become sex, meaning that you can elicit the lustful desire, her primal level of desire from a woman, a multitude of women when you meet them, and it's going to go down. So if you know that you're routinely going to be having sex all the time, why would you naturally care about a rotation? Who really cares about a rotation? It's definitely not the sex symbol man. It's the man that knows that he's not attractive enough to become sex. This has been Matthew C. Horne, author, motivational speaker, and dating coach. This brings you a video talking about the sex symbol man and his rotation of women. It's brought to you by my books, How to Get Beautiful Women and Everything Else You Want from Life, in addition to How to Be Appealing to Successful Black Men for Black Women. They're both available at my website, www.matthewchorne.com. And if you've been inspired by my message, if you are better for having encountered my message, and you know that I'm spitting the best game in the game, you're right here with Matthew C. Horne getting that elevated word. If you're better for having encountered my message, you're more enlightened, then I want you to make a donation to my PayPal or my Cash App information that's in my video description. I'll never tell you what to donate. Just donate according to how you've been impacted, and understand that your donations continue to keep me in position to bring you this elevated game. Okay, so go ahead and make a donation to my PayPal and my Cash App information that's in my video description. And I truly do appreciate everyone who's been donating and keep me here. You know, I'm gonna keep giving you all my best. If you would like me to make a custom video for you, because I hear you all in the comments, you all want me to make custom videos on particular topics, then there's a cost of $150 or more for me to make a custom video for you, okay? If you want me to answer questions in the comments, if you want me to make videos on particular topics, all of that translates to a custom video, okay? For me to make a custom video, you make a donation of $150 or more to my PayPal and my Cash App information that's in my video description. And there's a note feature on PayPal and Cash App in which you can insert the title of the video that you want me to make. And I'll see your donation, I'll see your note, and then I will make your video and have it on my channel in 24 hours or less. If your subject matter is more nuanced and detailed, then just leave a note on PayPal and Cash App. You still make your $150 or more donation. You bypass the note feature on PayPal and Cash App. And you email me at matt@matthewchorne.com with your more nuanced and detailed description of what you want me to make your video on, and I'll have your video on my channel in 24 hours or less. If you're in need of coaching, if you have different challenges, frustrations, circular movements, and impediments that you continuously face with women on a regular basis, I'm your man. I can get you to the desired outcomes that you want in the dating space. I have your answers. So if you want dating coaching, if you need dating coaching, email me at matt@matthewchorne.com. Leave coaching in the subject matter of the email. In the body of the email, you leave your name, your phone number, and whatever issues that you're facing in the dating space. I'll do an assessment, email you back with the terms of the coaching. Once you accept the terms, we set the date and time, and then you get your breakthrough. It's really that easy. Reach out to me for coaching, matt@matthewchorne.com. I'm still looking to fill the remaining slots with the 5 individuals who want to take a year-long coaching journey with me. This is a deeper dive. In this year-long coaching journey, what you're going to get is a minimum of 3 coaching calls per week. I'm going to do an assessment of you as an individual. No 2 individuals will get the same level of coaching. I want to do an assessment of you, and then I want to create custom coaching and curriculum just for you. And then we'll take a deep dive. Every coaching call, you're going to get breakthroughs. You're going to get answers. 3 coaching calls per week and 24-hour access to me as well in between the coaching calls. You can have any situation that you're in with any woman, and you can call me in between our coaching calls, and I can give you in the moment direct answers to help you to get through any moments and situations that you're facing. I'm yours 24 hours a day for a year. Imagine how your life is going to look. Imagine how much better of a man that you're going to be. In addition to that, I'm going to meet up with you in person no matter where you are in the world, and we'll commune. We'll go out together. I can coach you in person. I can take a good look at you and just help you to elevate and coach you in person as well. There's nothing like this. This is a space for immeasurable breakthrough. You give me 1 year of your life, it's never going to be the same, and you know it. So to get your year-long coaching journey with me, I want you to reach out to me at matthewchorne.com. In the subject matter of the email, you leave mentorship. In the body of the email, you leave your name, your phone number, and the different, tell me where you are in the space of dating and relationships, and tell me where you want to be. Okay? I'll do an assessment, and I'm not going to email you back. I'm going to call you. We're going to get on the line, and we're going to decide if we're a good fit to work with one another over the course of a year. You give me 1 year of your life, once again, you're going to experience exponential growth and breakthroughs. Lastly, my dating coach community on a school platform, I want everyone to sign up. In my dating coach community on a school platform, what I do is every Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I do a live. I do a monologue on a particular topic in the community. This live is reserved for members of the community. And we dialogue back and forth about the topic. Once we're done with that, the members of the community can ask me anything they want to ask me over the duration of an hour. I'm their dating coach for an hour every week. And the coaching call that we had this past Monday was amazing, man. It was amazing. It was a well attended. A lot of members of the community were in there, and it was a multitude of topics that we covered, and everyone got their answers and breakthroughs, man. The conversation was very elevated. In addition to that, I make videos for the community and post them in the community that are not on YouTube. I allow members of the community to give me topics that they want to make videos on, and I make the topics. Also, I make my own videos on my own topics and put them in the community as well. So every video that I made for the community is archived. Every live that we've had is archived. There's dozens of videos that you can binge watch. You can revisit. You can grow. You can watch these dozens of videos and then boom, get right on that Monday live with me and the other members of the community and grow even more by talking to me in person once a week. There's nothing like it. Everyone sign up for my dating coach community. It's breakthroughs, exponential breakthroughs, and a continuum of high level elevated game that I spit in that community as well. The link to sign up will be in my video description. And once again, I want everyone to sign up. I've enjoyed spending some time with you all today. Please remember that your rotation of women is an illusion. And when you really become sex, when you really optimize yourself to the point that you can leave the house and you can predict that there's going to be women that are extremely sexually attracted to you, and you're regularly going to be having sex with lots of women, even if it's once or twice, you never even entertain the notion of a rotation because you become sex. So get with me, okay? I can take you there. If you want to become that man that becomes sex, make sure you get with me for coaching. I've enjoyed spending some time with you all, and I'll see you all soon.